Untamed is going to be untamed. It's going to be a little crazy. I want to talk to my people. I want to talk to my brothers and sisters. We can have grace and humility in how we interact with other people.
Oh, hot dog, look at you.
And nobody talked about what's really happening.
And let's have conversations about what truth is.
There is a gentleman named Eric Lutzen, and he has matched up a list. He started looking at voters above the age of 80 that were registered for voting and did vote on in Michigan, and 17,327 Michigan voters also had a corresponding obituary. And I didn't print that whole thing out, but I can give you that website for the tabular data. And it's about 350 pages or so.
Observed ballots being backdated from 11/4 to 11/2, and data being entered into the computers for these mail-in ballots. Poll workers were entering ballot information from new mail-in ballots, including dates of birth of 1/1/1900, into the electronic poll books and processing those ballots for tabulation. The information wasn't in either the electronic poll book or the paper supplement book prior to that. Dead people were voting. I sent a website to that effect, and the list that they had up to that date was 17,327 randomly checked Michigan voters that were registered for voting and were above the age of 80. Sorry. Every name on this list has voted in the 2020 election. Check for yourself, and has also been found in one or more of the obituaries online. This is the most important election in my lifetime, and I think the most important election in the history of our republic. Every legislator, whether seated in the House or the Senate, whether Democrat or Republican, took an oath to defend the U.S. and state constitutions of the U.S. and Michigan against enemies both foreign and domestic. Time is of the essence, and now is the time to fulfill that oath. Despite what the media is telling everyone, there are mountains of evidence that voter fraud occurred on a massive scale, the likes of which we've never witnessed in the country.
Well, welcome back. It is Tuesday, and boy, is there a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about the circus, and we got Mark Cook to talk about the circus, because who better to have on than the guy that is in the circus more than most? And we've been talking about elections being stolen in 2020. Everyone wants us to concentrate on 2020. The reality of it is that the elections have been stolen for decades. So a lot of the stuff we're going to go over today is going to cover that. And we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We'll have Mark here to talk about the societal collapse, because that's really what it is, right? We're in a free fall. And every time we put our head up, we're like, okay, we got to figure it out. We're going to get this fixed. Everything's going to be fine. We find ourselves back in the same problem we just left. They say nothing to see here. That's misinformation, disinformation, and it just pisses people off. Now we're just past it. We're at the point where we don't want to hear it. It's almost gotten to the point where we prefer violence. Now, I'm not saying that I call for violence. I don't advocate for violence at all. And people that have been in violent situations that understand what violence looks like, we don't want violence for anyone. Most people can't fight. Most people that if you said, hey, we need you to run on the beaches of Normandy right now, and if you run on there, we will be able to protect freedom. Let's say, no, I need my TV dinner and just give me a computer with Facebook. Let me fight online. The cowardice is so thick you can taste it. And they know this. They know that they can do certain things to each one of us. They can bully us with impunity. They can weaponize and create this lawfare environment. I mean, the kabuki theater around the fact that Eric Coomer was not explicitly responsible for the stealing of elections in 2020 and probably many years before, bragging about what he did overseas in other countries. That guy is doing the same thing, and I'm gonna draw some parallels here. You have Shawnee Kirkhoff, who was the CIA employee that left the Capitol Police, went to go work for the CIA, failed a polygraph, has the gait analysis that shows that that this is her. And more importantly, there's other stuff that's going to come out over the next couple of days that's going to destroy everything that she's saying, but that doesn't stop them from just saying, hey, listen, we're going to sue him for defamation. We're going to go after him. We're going to ruin people's lives. This is what we get in America. We should spell it with 3 Ks, right? Because as we go back in time and we look at what they did to us in COVID, and we look at the fact that they've indoctrinated our children, groomed our children in plain sight. And now they don't want to talk about it at a school board. They want anybody to hear it. Truth is something they want to run away from. They want to shadow the people from hearing it. It's a circus. We only lacked one very important part, and that's the clown. Where are the clowns? Where are the clowns? How did I predict the outcome of the Georgia runoff election? How is it that Coomer's attorneys literally got some guy that they got off of one word that I had on my notes, went to him and said, hey, we need you to write an affidavit saying that Coomer wasn't on the call, that you were on the call, because it says here you're on the call. He said, yeah, I had a call. And then they lied. And they want you to walk past all the things that Eric Coomer did, and they want to walk past who Eric Coomer is. They want to walk past that in 2005, he couldn't pass a background check to work at McDonald's. But they made him the chief architect. And it goes from Sequoia to Dominion voting systems. And we're supposed to just say, oh, you know what? CFIUS came in 2006 after a bunch of failed elections in 17 states and the District of Columbia, one in particular. And now people are coming back and saying, I was there. You have witnesses that says that I was literally worked in the company and they told me to lie. Person in the middle of all of that is a guy named Eric Coomer, who jumped from different position to different position because they could take the ringleader and make him so that he's just outside the purview of people like me. But he couldn't help himself because he loves to brag about everything that he does. And so he got on a call and he decided, I'm going to brag, probably drinking, probably doing what he does, seething on a daily basis. A guy that left the country, deathly afraid of being arrested. The FBI investigated 2020, went all the way through it, and said we have massive amounts of information. And then you have people out there that are saying it's foreign interference. And then people like Elon Musk come back and say, foreign interference, my ass. These people are right here in our country. We ignore all the facts. We don't even care about the facts. But who cares about facts? Who cares about the truth? Let's ruin everybody's life because we're going to punish them for telling the truth. And that is what we've dealt with up until this point. Here's a secret memo, by the way, that came out on January 15th, 2020, declassified on March 16th, 2026, released on April 20th, 2026. Secret memo. Everything you've been told was impossible is possible. Someone needs to be shot for this. And you know what? I agree. The fact is that I'm upset. I'm pissed off. I'm righteously angry. And yet the one thing that we have, the good people have, is we have this thing called restraint. And I used to worry about it. I did. For like the last 6 months, I worried about what's President Trump going to do next? What's he going to do next? And I said, I got to get in the fight and I got to do something. And everybody says, Joe, what are you going to do? Because the elections are going to be stolen anyway. They have all the tools in place. And I was like, look, he's going to pass a couple of executive orders. He's going to do what he can to get Congress to do what he said. He's going to expose them for what they are, which are traitors to the American people, not on the left. We already knew they were traitors. We already knew that they were funded and bought by other countries that want to subvert and take away the very thing that is of essence to us. And that is the ethos of being an American. No. They want to destroy us. They want to genocide black and brown people. And then they want to sit over there and go, it's those white people over there that are successful. Well, they stand on a hill and eat popcorn and watch the destruction that they create. If these people are inside of our country, highly weak, cowardly people that hide behind other people. Does this sound familiar? I think yesterday I talked about the synagogue of Satan. Well, Satan's alive as well. We want to talk about the fact that it's innately evil, but we don't want to talk about the why. And the reason why they fear me, and everyone just needs to know this, is that the reason why Dominion voting systems didn't sue me is because they would have given me access to a lot of information. And if I had access to that, I would have skewered every single one of them. Because keep me quiet, I doubt it. $160,000 in fines I paid later to protect several people that they wanted money. They wanted to get that information so they get their pound of flesh. And all they've done, their lawyers have done. This Beller guy, he's a liar, a stick figure, little mental midget that sits in court and lies and lies and lies and lies. And then you have Charlie Kane and you have Clower. What's the guy's name? Brad Clower. These guys are demonic. They're shit. Complete trash. And for 5 years, they've gone through this same just thing. I don't know what you call it. I think what you'd call it is, well, fraud. Crimes committed, conspiracy. They made a living on lying and destroying people with a judiciary that's lined up with them fully as the enforcers to do whatever they want. While innocent, good people pay the price for these stolen elections. People die, people get raped, people get hurt, people lose their livelihoods, all because of the rotted apparatus that says that it's here to help. Put that memo back up again, please. This is the memo. For those of you that don't know what this memo is, I'm gonna let Mark tell us what this memo is, because Mark Cook is probably one of the most I don't know, he's an amazing guy. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to bring him in. He can go through all the things with me. Mark Cook, welcome to the show. Tell me about this memo that was declassified.
Well, it's the same stuff we've known about for a long time. It's just people don't want to believe it. So it's been known. Certain people known about it. A lot of us have been talking about it. I don't know if this is going to change anything. I hope it does. I hope it opens some eyes. I'd like to know why it was kept hidden for so long. But here we go. Here we are. Are you shocked? I'm not.
No, I'm not. I'm not shocked. And you know what? I think it's impossible to even understand as we walk through this just how bad it is, because they've been lying for so long that now they just double down on every lie. And it's the same people doubling down on the lies, telling us there's nothing to see here. And it's not just on the left, Mark. It's in our own side. And I look at it and go, this is absurd.
Yeah.
I have
that
to
has
literally
been the big problem.
Yeah. I have to neck up, check up all the time. All the time. I'm like, am I going down the right path? These people, they just walk down and just lie. Lie. Nothing's a big deal for them.
No. They're used to it. That's what they do. And that's how they've kept us in the dark for so long. Everything is built on a pyramid of lies. And I feel bad for all the people that succumb to those lies and that have been attacking all of us for telling the truth.
Well, I'm more upset at the fact that, think about this. C. Baker lost his job at the Blaze, stood up for a story that he knew was right. I do want to read some of the stuff on this deal, so I'm not trying to run past it, but the amount of stuff in the Shawnee Kirkhoff sued him, 127-page long deal. And it is disgusting just how pervasive what they're saying has become. Am I wrong?
No. It's going to be a rough few months as people realize the election deniers were right all along. This whole thing's been a facade.
Can I read a couple takeaways from this, please? This memo assesses the potential impact of cyber operations against U.S. election infrastructure for the 2020 election, including the voting process and integrity of results. It does not assess adversarial interventions or views of U.S. vulnerabilities. We assess that at least Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea have the capabilities to access and potentially manipulate data in U.S. elections-related computer systems. We do not know whether they have specific plans to interfere with the functioning of these systems. The availability of sophisticated computer network intrusion or attack tools in the dark web gives additional countries and non-state actors the potential capabilities to interfere with the elections. The judge of cyber criminals and hacktivists could also target election infrastructure for financial or potential or political reasons based on past incidents possibly or defined attributed to such groups. But they're trying to say it's everyone else but us. Take it down. They're trying to say that it's not that it's not internal, it's external. It's somebody else that's doing it to us. Because if we admit that it's inside of our systems, which we've gone through, Mark, is it people that are bad actors inside of our country or outside? I think Elon said it best. Anybody that thinks it's foreign interference is crazy.
I would say it's all of the above, but absolutely on the inside too. There's no question. Just look at how much they've tried to hide it. Look at the gaslighting. Look at the deception. Look at how they've attacked every citizen that's dared to question it. Election officials that have dared to question it. I mean, their reaction is more telling than anything. People with nothing to hide nothing. And all these people do is hide. Pretty simple.
Well, you know, we try to get to a place where we can understand what it is we're trying to accomplish, right? We look at this from the perspective of we're just American citizens that want to make sure that our vote counts.
Yeah.
And yet we find ourselves in the middle of something that we know doesn't count. Let me just go through some basic conclusions that they have in this. The technology focus is that the infrastructure and transmission systems are not only vulnerable, but they're compromised. And the security and access controls allow for anyone to get into it. Anyone. Now, it turns out that Eric Coomer gave access to those systems and that code to Serbian coders. Never passed a background check either. He couldn't pass one in 2005. Where are we headed from here, brother?
Well, I think a lot of citizens need to realize where we're actually at, and that our elections have actually been subverted for many years, far before 2020, far before Trump ever showed up. And we've been living a lie. We've been living under rule, essentially, that's been manipulated. We've been living under the rule of people that we did not elect. We've been living under the rule of laws that we did not choose to follow for decades. So that's why we have societal rot. That's why we have a nation that is been totally rotten to the core. And how do we fix this? How do we backtrack back to where the manipulation didn't occur? It's going to be a big wake-up moment for a lot of people. I would implore, have a lot of forgiveness, because there are going to be a lot of people that are going to realize that they were wrong. And if they think they're going to be attacked, if they admit they were wrong, they're never going to admit they were wrong. If we can open our arms and our hearts, even for the ones that we would like to strangle, to make it easy for them to admit that they were wrong, they got deceived. It wasn't their fault. Some of us were less susceptible to the lies than others. Some of them, because of fear and paranoia, fell for the lies. So let's let them admit that they were wrong. Let's let them admit they were lied to, and let's all join arm in arm and actually focus our efforts and resources on those that actually did this to them in the first place, because those are the people, that's our enemy. Those that lied, those that deceived, that's the enemy, not each other. And I think America can heal. I do. That's why, even though a lot of people drive me absolutely nuts that sit here and scream at me online, call me a crazy election denier, I smile, because I know that they just don't know any different. Now, if it's one that's actually benefiting from it, if it's an operative that is purposely deceiving others, then I treat them a little bit differently. But just a citizen that's just been scared out of their mind and they can't think straight and they don't even know up from down, left from right, I just feel bad for them, and I want to help them. I don't want to hurt them.
Yeah, it's there's been a high price to be paid for a lot of different people, right? Financial costs, reputational costs. I mean, they've literally eviscerated anyone and everyone that stands up and speaks out, while propping up people that have major problems. That, I mean, the perfect villain, right? Eric Coomer, the perfect villain. Dominion Voting Systems is just a misunderstood company. It's doing a public good and is controlling elections, but we're not allowed to have access to any of that information. So you have a private company that you can't FOIA unless you, and when you do, you have judges out of like DC that try to force the attorneys to destroy all the evidence. There's no basis of law for it. Just I'm a judge and I could be the enforcer and I could tell you to destroy all of it.
Well, when you use corrupted election systems to place those judges into positions to protect the machine, that's what you're going to end up with. The whole thing's rotten. I mean, I'm sure there are a few good judges out there, but they've been doing this for decades. They've been systematically replacing all these people for decades, our prosecutors, our judges, et cetera. And a lot of them are there just to protect the machine.
You know, it's I'm going through this case, and I want to put this up there if we can. Mark, this is a case of the Shawnee Kirkhoff. They're changing all the fact patterns, changing all the facts. The media is lying.
No.
But this particular case, oh, this is unbelievable. Is a case where you have Shawnee Kirkhoff suing the Blaze, suing Steve Baker, suing everyone that's involved in this case, right? And I'm putting this up because it doesn't matter where we go. It doesn't matter who we're talking about. These evil people can just create stories out of nowhere, which is why I have a problem with us going and doing wars everywhere, because our intelligence is so poor. And I've seen it firsthand. But they sued Steve Baker saying that he already confessed. The guy confessed. Brian Cole confessed. An autistic black kid that if you were to do a gait analysis, because they've done it, we've seen video of it, it's not him in DC. But they said he confessed. And here we are.
Did they lie? Did they coerce him?
I'm sure they did. He pleaded not guilty. And then, so I went and put everything into Grok, and I asked Grok some simple questions. And they said, well, you know, the DOJ interviewed him on November of 2025. Here's the problem. I just asked the question. I said, they had Kirkhoff under investigation days after the pipe bomber was discovered, because one of the FBI agents that was actually on that case is a guy named Kyle Seraphin. So inside of this deal, though, they had to disgrace or try to discredit Kyle Seraphin, but Kyle Seraphin was literally the one watching Kirkhoff's neighbor's home, because it was the bus pass that Kirkhoff's neighbor had that was tied to the pipe bomber that walked through the train station into DC. How about that?
Amazing.
And so I put it in there, and it says, no, that's not accurate. The public record and court filing shows zero evidence Shawnee Kirkhoff was under FBI investigation or a person of interest the days, weeks, months after the pipe bombs were discovered on January 6th, 2021. But it's not true. As a matter of fact, by happenstance, Kyle was having a conversation and said, hey, I know that address because I was there watching the door next door. Mark, I guess my point is that every time we turn around, it's just more of a lie. They just don't tell the truth about anything.
No, demons don't tell the truth. They're criminals.
So how do we
These people are criminals. Yeah. They're criminals that infiltrated our society. They infiltrated our government. They used the election system to make it easy to infiltrate every aspect of our society and our government. You know, we're not trying to reason with people that just misunderstand. These are criminals. Just like when the criminal breaks into your house and walks up and is taking the TV off the mantle, are you going to sit there and try to reason with them and say, excuse me, sir, you seem to be stealing my TV. Can you please stop? That's wrong. I've got evidence showing that you're stealing my TV here. You know, I have a video showing you're stealing my TV. Like, a criminal doesn't give a crap. He's going to say, thank you very much. I'm taking your TV. See you later. And out the door he goes. And then if he takes TV and he's outside and you walk outside, say, excuse me, sir, can I have my TV back? You took my TV. That's actually my TV. He's going to give you the middle finger and walk off. Well, this is the state we are in our country right now. The criminals are there. They already took power. They're not going to give it back. They have no intention.
So what do we have to do to take it back? I think this is my bigger point. How do we just take it back? How do we just take it back? Take back what is ours, was never theirs to begin with to take.
Well, we can outplay them. That's the peaceful way to do it. And that is to get everyone watching every aspect of the elections and voting in ways that actually make it difficult for them to keep rigging the elections and just outvote them. You know, at this point, it's pretty difficult. I mean, it's possible. They can just steal them outright. They can just change the results, pick whatever results they want. But the problem is when the results are completely different than what the nation's perception is, it's pretty obvious that they stole the election. And if the citizens all realize that the elections are stolen, they lose trust in the election system, then the citizens will get rid of it very quickly. So the criminals are smarter to keep people trusting the election system so they can keep their machine operating. Even if half the country doesn't trust it, as long as they got half of it that does trust it, they can keep it in place. But as soon as the majority of the country realizes the con, then it's over for them. So if we don't necessarily have to stop them from cheating, but if we are able to open the eyes of the American people so they understand these people are cheating and that the system is rotten and the system allows them to cheat, then they might get one election out of it and that's it. And then the people will be done. And at that point, when the people are done, the people are going to have to do what the people are going to need to do, which is to conduct their own elections. Elections belong to us. We are going to have to conduct our elections.
Well,
and then we're going to have a little bit of discussion.
It's proven out that we're just a slave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? I mean, are we anything but slaves? Is there anything to call us?
No, but we can be not slaves in a second. All we have to do is run our own elections. As soon as we run our own elections, we count our own dots, and we determine who the real winners are, then we have our liberty back. That's it. When we count our dots, we have liberty. If we don't count our dots, we have slavery. Simple as that.
I keep thinking that as I turn around and I talk to different Democrats and Republicans, they're all saying the same thing, and that is we're living in kabuki theater. They're all being victimized. All of us.
And we're all being played against each other, too.
It really is a sad affair all the way around. Well, I want to we talk about stolen elections and we talk about the consequences of that, and let's look over here and the fact that they treat the American people like they're stupid. And the American people can see it all, but they rely on the media to supposedly clean it up. But the media never cleans it up because they're complicit and everyone's talking about it. Right?
Media is complicit. Absolutely. They've been complicit for decades. They rely on the media. That's why they took over the media, because they needed the media to put on the illusion.
Yeah.
Right? Because they can only lie so much. They've got to have the media to cover it. And the media has to be there to take all the news and control all of it and suppress anything that's the truth and only show what's lies. And that's how you keep a whole population in the dark.
Well, what if I told you that there's a group of people, there's a whistleblower out of former Israeli intelligence captain who tells a conference that she runs, and this wasn't supposed to get out, but says she runs an influence operation out of Tel Aviv that works with over 60,000 people around the world to make content viral.
I would absolutely believe it because I know they're doing it.
All right, check this out. Go play it.
Hi, so my name is Ella Kenan. I'm a content creator, but I'm also the founder of an organization called Brightmind. What we do is, let's call it digital assets that serve the Jewish people in a more strategic manner. We got to close to 3 billion views since the beginning of the war, completely organic. We work with communities of over 60,000 people around the world that make our content viral, but also help us report anti-Semitic rhetoric and fake news, and therefore take it down, and other actions that do serve the narrative. We also create content for non-Jewish influencers that collaborate with us, and we have all sorts of things. I'll elaborate later. I offer to try to set the agenda rather than responding. I think Israelis and Jews in general, we tend to respond rather than to set the agenda and initiate. You know, they say genocide, we explain why it's not a genocide. They say apartheid, we explain why it's not, right? So I offered Hamas is ISIS, and I offered why, and I gave a short 101 on how we can garner attention and traction around that narrative. And that worked. So in 3 to 4 days, it became the most viewed narrative online. It became viral for almost 3 months around the world, in some places even more. And it even got to Biden's speech. And I can also, you know, I can't show you, but we have so many videos and posts of Palestinians, of Hamas officials like Abu Ubaidah responding to that narrative, influencing them. So, yeah, that's where it all started.
Okay, well, yeah. You definitely.
Let me ask you a question. This is important to me, Mark. On the media, you have people sitting in a room, a sweatshop, deciding what is and is not genocide, deciding what is and is not a stolen election, using a dog whistle called anti-Semitism, which, by the way, the ADL is getting a lawsuit, I think, as we speak, for defaming me, along with the other people that are going to have to pay for what they did. They basically tried to get me canceled, but they've been doing forever. But I caught them this time. Who decides? Who decides? So the public opinion doesn't matter. We have to tell you what to think. Isn't that slavery?
Yeah, that's been the media for a long time. That's why I stopped watching CNN. They started telling me what to think many years ago. That's why I left them. It's people lie. Demons lie. Evil people lie. And we have technology now that allows a lie to be amplified.
Yeah.
And bad actors have taken advantage of that technology, including just the media. Of course, that was a technology as well, just mainstream media. And then we have social media. And then we've got, AI augmented social media. And all of that together is being used by evil people to amplify their evil. So we can't counter that without amplifying the truth. And we can use those same tactics to amplify truth. And then what we've got to do is we got to fall on people's discernment. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't have good discernment. So I think we can actually help in that regards, help people understand what discernment is and how to, instead of just believing what you see because it's showed up on your screen or showed up on your phone, actually examine what you're looking at and examine the other side of it, and then make a determination on what is true and what is not true.
Yeah. So let's just let me just walk through something with you, Mark. Let's say that I was to tell you, Mark, the elections are not stolen, and you responded with, Joe, you're an anti-Semite. I heard you say this. Oh, you are such a homophobe. And I'm like, wait. Can we go back to the elections not being stolen?
No, we're on the anti-Semite homophobe thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's how stupid these people are. That's the they've walked past reason. They've walked past the truth. I mean, here's the truth. You can love your Israeli brothers and sisters. You can love your black brothers and sisters and still say, if you're killing people, massive numbers of people, you're a homicidal maniac. They're not connected, are they? Is something wrong with me?
Well, no, elections, yeah. People are easily distracted.
I even took it away from elections just so I could give everybody a chance to say, all right, just look at it for what it is, please.
The art that the deceivers use is absolutely brilliant. It's brilliant psychology. And a lot of people, yes, they do fall for it.
Except for when I speak and you speak, and then they seem to fall back and go, that's not true.
No, they only hate me because they think I'm connected to you. Right. And and they love that when I'm on your show. They're like, oh, you hang out with Joe Oltmann. You know, you're in the Joe Oltmann circle, Mark. So therefore, you are this and this and this. And I'm like, no, I'm none of that. I can't control this guy. You try to control him. It's impossible to control him. I love the fact that I mean, Joe's a very interesting, a very intelligent, no bullshit guy. He tells it exactly like he sees it and like he feels it. And he's also an emotional guy. And sometimes he lets the emotions get the best of him.
No, I don't.
But nonetheless, yeah, never, never, ever.
What are you talking about?
Right. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm the most controlled. Righteous anger is not being out of control.
No, I didn't say you were. You said, yeah.
Listen,
you're an emotional guy. And
I'm actually not an emotional guy. That's not true.
The hell you aren't.
Bro, I'm not emotional at all.
You are an emotional sweetheart. Come on.
I'm not. I'm absolutely not. I'm not. I'm not. That's a mischaracterization. That's a characterization that people can give me based on the fact that I just yelled for 4 minutes about an injustice, huh?
Because I know you. You're a good guy.
When is the last time that I have ever let my emotions write a check that my ass couldn't cash? Let's start there.
I'm not going to go back through the footage.
Yeah, there is none. There's no footage. Come on, don't do that.
Well, no. I'm sure this. You've even told me sometimes. And so, just so you guys know, people say I go along with Joe because I'm in the Joe circle. No, if I don't agree with Joe, I'm the first person to tell Joe I don't agree with him.
Yeah,
right. Because I don't tell people what they want to hear. I don't tell people what I think they want to hear, so I can be their friend. I tell them exactly what I feel. And when they finally realize I'm right, then they come around, like Joe does once in a while.
All right. So listen, let me explain something to you. First of all, Mark knows that I'm always right. There's like a 0.1%.
I know that Joe thinks he's always right. Absolutely, 100%.
Hey, listen, tell me when I was wrong. I just want to know when I was wrong.
It's a long list. We don't have time.
Be careful. Okay. Because then I'll be like, well, I was right then. You're like, geez.
You've been right once or twice, I guarantee. Now you're right a heck of a lot more than most people are.
If I was Bernie Madoff, we'd have bigger problems.
That is true. It's true.
So I remember Joe shedding a tear or two. Yeah, I probably did more than a few times. Right? It's emotional to watch people be hurt. Right?
It's okay to be emotional. This is an emotional thing. You have a lot of love. You have a lot of love for your fellow man. That's not a bar. I do too. I even love the ones that freaking hate me, that want to attack me and cause me harm, because I know that they are doing it because they don't understand what the heck's going on, and they're scared.
They're retarded.
And some of them are retarded. Yeah. But I love them anyway because they're victims. They're victims of this mass deception psychosis. Some are
just evil. I mean, let's be honest, some are just evil.
Well, I mean, yeah, a couple of them, yes, but most of them are not.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Cough.
Yeah. That's a weird cough you had there. Yeah. I've had that cough before, it turns out.
Yes, you have. There's been a couple times, just so you know, that emotional Mark gets the best of Mark too. Just so I'm saying.
Never happened.
And here's the greatest. What's that?
Show me. What? Give me an example. There you go.
Oh, no. I've seen it. I've seen it for sure. I've absolutely seen it. All right, so I got to show you this. We have do you think we have enough information to throw people in jail for election fraud?
Absolutely.
Well, like 10 times over, 20 times over. If you had to
I
look
think 100 times over.
By the way, Draza was in the comments and she's like, I'm so glad that we're actually looking at all this content. So 100 times over, right?
Yeah.
So why are we waiting?
Well, it's
just give me your thoughts.
You and I are waiting because we aren't really supposed to be the ones that take justice into our hands. Yeah. And so what we're doing is we're hoping the people that are supposed to do it do the right thing. And we are exercising massive amounts of restraint. And as a nation, I can't believe how much restraint people like you and I and many others that are out there are exercising right now. Is incredible. It's only can be by God's hands that we are able to exercise this restraint. And I really hope that the people that are supposed to take care of business do it quickly.
So just so everybody said, I'm not drinking beer. Somebody's like, Joe, are you drinking beer? No, it's water. It's this mineral water. like Texas water. It's pretty good. It's called Rambler. Go ahead and get some Rambler.
Okay.
I want to show you something. This is Tim Burchett. He is talking about how American people are being fleeced. It's a small clip. Play it.
Guarantee you it goes from the American taxpayer's back pocket to the back pocket of politicians in Washington, D.C. And if it's either party, I don't care. They need to be exposed and they need to be out of office.
I hope he means it.
But the problem is you can't tell if they actually mean it because you can't ever get anything done.
That's true. They don't do shit.
Right?
Yeah.
I saw a report, Mark, that said that, and it was asking people if they thought the elections were stolen. What do you think the percentage was of this report that came out of what the American people think are whether or not we have fraudulent elections?
Depends who was asked.
Democrats, Republicans, Independents, in equal
all of the above.
Yeah,
I would say right now, I think we're up at. I think we're at 80%.
87%.
All right. Yeah, I'm not shocked at all.
87%.
That's good.
87%.
That means we've been opening people's eyes.
And here's the number one answer that was given when polled: is that you? And I've been saying this, and I think maybe my popularity of people downloading my podcast and doing all this stuff it's gotten a little out of hand. So I want to say thank you to everyone for that. But they said the number one reason was you could not get a society that was this screwed up if the people were making decisions on who was running it.
100% true.
And I went, I said that on this show with Mark. I was highly emotional when I was doing it.
Exactly. And you took it right from me. Exactly. I remember that show.
But we keep going through this set of things where we catch people doing stuff wrong. Like we've caught them. And my friend on the East Coast who said, lose my number. He almost told me to lose my number again when I did the show saying synagogue of Satan. He was really mad at me because he saw the Kyle Clark thing that said that I was calling Jews synagogues of Satan. He's Jewish. And so I sent him the whole show and he watched it and he goes, that's not what you said. You said he's a treasonous bastard. And then he tried for treason and hung. I was like, that's what I said. And he goes, man, these people just can't stop lying. Now, this guy is a liberal. I mean, he's way over there. Remember the information that I went through with you? And I said, hey, look this over. The cast vote records, 24 total towns, different states. And it tied back to Coomer's doctorate thesis.
Yeah.
So I sent it to him and I hadn't talked to him in almost 4 years. And I said, hey, how you doing? Check this out for me if you would. He was like, man, I was just talking to you with my wife. And I was like, it's good to hear your voice. He says, good to hear your voice. And I said, just go through it and let me know what you think. He came back and he goes, well, your sources must be wrong. Like, where did these sources go? I said, go download them yourself.
The county data.
Yeah. I sent them to all the places. I said, go download it yourself. All right, now run an analysis. You have to convert the doctorate thesis. I get it. You have to convert the math into a math equation that includes the specifics of ballots, right? How you would have to have a fixed
voting combinations. Yeah, right. Very simple. Yep.
And then you have to create some sort of vector in it that allows for you to take the data in the cast vote records against that math and then say, okay, does the math inside of his energy decay model theory, his dissertation, match what happened in the cast vote records? And so I wanted to see what he came up with. Now I said it was 0.996, 0.998. He said it's an equal match. And he goes, and I'm really sorry, I just wasted the last 4 years of my life. So we see this, Mark, but nothing happens.
We're getting there. It's been slow to counter all these lies. When people have been lied to by all the agencies, entities that they trust,
politicians,
for all this long, all this time, how the hell do you counter it? Right. And then, of course, what they do is these people and agencies lie to everyone. And then they say, oh, and those people are bad. Don't listen to them. They're bad for all these reasons. And so because they've demonized the truth tellers, the people that have been lied to don't listen to what the truth tellers say, which is all by design. And if they don't listen to what we're saying because they discount it because they hate us because of the lies that they're told about us, then all they believe are the lies that they were told. And they never, ever see another side to it. It was a brilliant design, brilliant setup, and that's why they were ready to go when they stole this election. Just like every election, the media always covers for every stolen election. Every election, they condition the public to believe the result. They're going to feed them anyway, and then they solidify those results right afterward. They've been doing it time and time again. The problem is 2020 was so far heavy that they had to counter a massive lie, and the people just didn't buy it. Half the country did not buy the lie. And then we started looking into the election system. And once we saw it for the first time, because we were looking at it, then we saw what a giant disaster of a system it is. Of course they're cheating.
Well, I'm gonna walk you through a couple things that don't have anything to do with the election as I warm everyone up to what we're about to talk about, including, by the way, an emergency notice to Colorado voters about Victor Marks that you put out. So I'm gonna get to there in a minute, but I want you to hear Ilhan Omar. Now, if you make a mistake on your taxes, what's the consequences?
Death. Oh wait, jail, then death. Got it.
They take everything from you. I mean, they give you a 700% tax, and the last I am very careful on my taxes. I err on the side of give them everything. I make sure that I have my write-offs. I make sure that I have it all ties back. My accountants write off on it. I make sure that if I do any cost seg or anything else that I do in any way, I make sure that I perfectly look at all the rules, and I don't even go near the line. But Ilhan Omar said this, and because she committed tax fraud. Play it.
So I have a question for you. Have you ever accidentally thought that you were a multimillionaire? Well, Ilhan Omar says she is not a multimillionaire. And look at this headline from the Wall Street Journal. She thought she was, though. Omar was standing down. Look at this headline. Ilhan Omar says she isn't a multimillionaire, blames accounting error. Okay, so an accounting error led her to believe she was very wealthy. Well, Omar was staring down a potential investigation after disclosing that she and her husband's assets were valued between $6 million and $30 million on a financial disclosure form. Now listen to this. That was an astronomical increase in wealth from her last disclosure, but she has since amended her filing, now saying that her assets are valued between $18,004 to $95,000. So 6 to 30 million to under 100,000. How in the world does that happen? Well, according to the Wall Street Journal, quote, aides said that Omar looked at the form before it was filed in 2025, but that the error did not jump off the page for her because she isn't involved with her husband's businesses. Okay, wow.
What a con.
I'm still trying to figure out the 6 million, 30 million to 95,000. And we're supposed to be like, okay, now if you tried to tell the IRS that, what do you think they would say to you, Mark?
I think they would laugh. But I think AI runs the IRS now, so I don't know if the AI is going to laugh.
They send us all sorts of stuff. You didn't file this form, you didn't file this form, and then you have to pull the form and send it back to them. They lose conveniently more stuff and then send you fines, and they're like, oh, you still have to pay the fine because it's late. I'm like, no, I sent that to you on time. It's crazy. It's crazy. So here, it's just a circus. We're dealing like circus world. Everything's a circus. Everything is a lie. It's a circus. But at least you have your balls in the air.
Okay.
You're like, I don't want to know.
I don't know where this is going, but all right.
You have your
I'll
balls.
stay with you for a little bit. Yeah.
Well, here is the new face of the Democrat Party in Georgia.
Oh,
Aaron Baker, a man who cut his own balls off so he could pretend to be a woman, is running for the state house in Georgia, says he wants to transform Georgia's House of Representatives. Waiting to get my balls removed. I'm not kidding. That was literally.
Here's the problem. We have an election system that does not reflect the will of the people. And so what happened is we also have a bunch of mentally ill people. So the the assholes that hate all of us, that want to destroy our society, love to put the mentally ill in positions of power. So they get these idiots, they prop them up, throw them on the ballot, and then they rig the election to put these people into power to destroy our society. So at some point, we got to say, nah, we're done. Over. Yeah, game over. We're not doing this anymore. And I think we're about to that point here. Now, if we can start counting our own dots, like reclaim our elections, all this funny business goes away. Then we put the mentally ill. You chop off your nuts all you want, but you're not going to be running for office. That's it. If you're mentally ill, you are not equipped to run for office. It's pretty simple. And those people shouldn't be anywhere near office, nor would anyone actually vote for them. But when you have a system that can be manipulated and overridden, and people can choose who wins elections, of course they're going to choose the idiots. Of course they're going to choose the mentally ill, because that's how you destroy a society. I
don't disagree with you at all. I mean, I agree with you fully, actually. If there was any way I could agree with you more, I would crawl into the more category. But just to show you how clownish we are dealing with right now and how bad it is, there's a bishop that says, her name is Yvette Flunder. She said that the Bible has become a real problem. No kidding. No kidding. The Bible is becoming a new big problem. So she wants to create the newer Testament.
Newer. Okay.
Yeah, the old. Yeah, the Old Testament.
Mentally ill people.
You got the New Testament, and now they want to do the newer Testament. I couldn't make this up. Play it.
I'm of the opinion that we need a third testament, because the Bible has become problematic. Slaves, obey your masters as you do the Lord. It's a text. Let the women keep silent in the churches, and if they have any questions, let them ask their husbands at home. Now, I'm a believer. My whole heart, I trust God with my whole heart. I wake up in the morning talking to God and God talking to me. But I am completely frustrated with the ways in which the text speaks to the kind of vitriolic God that makes those kinds of things. And people will say, well, it's in the book. And I said, then we need to pour that page out. And they say, well, you can't do it. It's the word of God. I said, no, it's words about God. Come on now. But is it the word of God? No, it is not the word of God.
I just got word that she got struck by lightning on the 34th floor in the bathroom.
Did she actually?
No.
That'd be cool.
But it's coming. It's coming. It's not the word of God.
We're surrounded by the mentally ill and the stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, we have to talk about this. This is, they want to keep all their tools, and they want to convince the American people to fight for them while they lie about it. John Hickenlooper wanted to give us his thoughts on mail-in voting. Mail-in voting is safe, secure, and accessible. As governor, we fought like hell to pass universal mail-in voting in Colorado. Now the president wants to end it. We won't let him. No on the Save Act. No Save America Act. This
actually,
piece of shit, huh?
I take that back. He's not an idiot. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Absolutely, he knows.
Lying to people.
Yeah.
He's a demon. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another synagogue of Satan demon. And I want to show you this in Lubbock, Texas. Well, here, just play it.
Hey guys, hope you're doing good. It's Weston Martinez coming to here. Before I turn in for the night, I want to let you guys know we got breaking news coming out of Lubbock that we found out about a little while ago. I've been looking through it, and the election administrator and the county judge over there made the decision to get rid of the voting machines in several locations because they were having problems with the machines, and looks like they were having problems with the scanner and some other stuff. So we're trying to locate the official press release to put out for you, but we just want to tell you that hat tip to those people for making the decision to get rid of the machines, go to the emergency protocol, which, by the way, should be the primary protocol, and that is to use the hand-marked paper ballots, not allow the machines to be in our elections so that they can't be manipulated. But I want to bring that information to you right now. Share this information. This is a breaking news story. We'll have more to come on this when everybody else wakes up, and you'll hear it here first. So God bless you guys. Have a great night. It's Weston Martinez signing out.
Hand count paper ballot, baby. Let's go.
Yes, hand counted, not just hand marked. Hand counted.
Yeah, hand counted.
Yep.
Yeah,
you got it. Yep, absolutely.
Instantly.
It's the only way.
No
It's not hard
no
to count
delays
dots on a piece of paper.
Come on, say it again.
It's not hard to count dots on a piece of paper. It's pretty easy. And if anyone wants liberty, that's all we do to get our liberty is count our dots. That's it. So easy.
Just count dots.
Count our dots.
And everyone doesn't even know that it's the emergency. Here you go. Ready? You're going to like this. You know what this is?
No, I have no idea. You calling Weston?
You know the song?
No, the only bits and pieces are coming through.
So let's get down to business.
There we go. Yes.
Mama, please don't.
Let's get down to business, baby.
Yep.
So then
That's how we
you
save our country. That's it. It's as simple as that.
So then you put up a post, and you put up a post talking about this emergency notice to Colorado voters. Mark.
Well, because I'm getting worried. That people are thinking Victor Marx is even a viable, even a real candidate.
Yeah, I think the gaslighting is pretty pronounced. He thought he was going to take the assembly. And one of the things that he was afraid of is that I was going to endorse Scott Bottoms, which I did. I dropped out of the race, ran for state chair, and promptly from there endorsed Scott Bottoms. And he got mad and he went to the assembly. And there were some shenanigans that happened at the assembly. We don't really know what happened. We just have to accept the outcome. But the person that got the top line was not Victor Marx.
Was definitely not Victor. Although Victor Marx, in his little press release, didn't really mention that.
No, he didn't.
He had another deception. Yeah.
Everything he does is a little deceptive. Actually, a lot deceptive.
It's a lot deceptive, and it really bothers me.
But here's what you wrote. And I didn't influence you at all, Mark. I know everyone's like, oh, you follow Joe. Look, I've kind of laid off on this deal, so I'm letting you handle it. But Victor Marx, a declared Republican candidate for governor of Colorado in 2026, presents himself publicly as a combat veteran, high-risk humanitarian rescuer of tens of thousands, spiritual leader, and trauma expert. However, publicly available records and documented interactions reveal a constant pattern in which individual claims appear defensible in isolation, but form a larger mosaic of inflated representations on verified operational scale and coercive relational tactics when examined together. Colorado voters deserve full transparency before casting ballots. Background on candidacy. Sorry, I'm going to read it all. Victor Marx is the founder of All Things Possible Ministries, EIN 200310367. You can go check it out yourself. And is running for governor of Colorado. His official campaign website states he is a husband, father, U.S. Marine, pastor, and high-risk humanitarian who has rescued more than 45,000 women and children. This is where it gets a little crazy. Marx has publicly emphasized a combat-oriented military background in ministry, marketing, and campaign materials. In November 2025, he released his DD-214, Under Pressure. The form confirmed service from 83 to 86. Is Vaughn Victor Kennedy. It's actually Vaughn Victor Kennedy. Legal name at the time. MOS 2534. Can you tell us what 2534 is for the audiences in the back, please?
ID number.
It's a radio operator.
Yeah, radio operator number. Yeah.
Stateside at Camp Pendleton with the 9th Communication Battalion with no combat deployments, no foreign service, and no special operation assignments. Critical analysis with DD-214 image and context, Victor Marx 4co.com. Marx's own confirmation of the DD-214 release. Ministry of Finance and Rescue claims All Things Possible Ministries reports revenue in the millions, but consistently shows program expenditures as a small fraction of total revenue, with the majority allocated to salaries, travel, and operational costs consistent with a speaking and media organization. 45,000 rescue figure repeated in campaign materials, no independent verification from partners, agencies, court records, or law enforcement documentation in public filings. ProPublica Nonprofit Explorer, full IRS Form 990. And then you have the spiritual practices and relational flame framework. Marx has publicly described and demonstrated the retooling prayer, a private ritual he performs on new contacts, involving extraction of personal vulnerabilities under spiritual authority, reframing and positioning himself as the conduit to freedom. It's posted multiple updates on its use. So you did that too. So anyway, you go through this deal. We'll put the post inside the socials. What are you trying to accomplish with this? And I know you were talking about Corby Hall. It's right there. Corby Hall, the founder of Fold AR or Firearms. Corby provided 300 pages of SMS messages with Victor. And I just happened to go through those last night. It's concerning. I mean, Corby had to ask him whether or not he was going to kill him. Right? Am I wrong?
That's certainly what the text messages show. Yeah.
What are you trying to get people to do right now?
Trying to get people to pull their head out of their ass and figure out who these people really are. Figure out who Victor Marx really is. I know he looks really shiny. I know people want someone to save them. You know, and he looks from the surface. Even when I saw him first show up, I'm like, oh, who is this guy? Oh, this is great. Yeah, he looks really professional, and you know, he's this and he's that, and wow, we got some fresh blood coming in for governor. I was really excited. In fact, I was so excited that I wanted to actually talk to him to see what he understood about elections and election fraud and where he stood on Tina Peters. And I tried to get a hold of him, and I could not reach him. I kept sending messages, no response. I talked to people that knew him, and I asked them to please ask him to call me immediately. I never got a call, and I couldn't figure out why I could not get to this guy. It just seemed very odd. So I started asking him publicly. I figured, well, I'll just ask on X where maybe he'll actually, because he was replying to other people. And I figured if he replies to other people, he's reading messages. So I started making a request for him to contact me about Tina Peters and about our elections. And I didn't get many responses from him. You know, I get a little bit like I'll contact you or my team will contact you. And then I reached out and made sure he had my phone number. So I contacted him by DM, gave him my phone number, and waited patiently, no call. I pinged him again publicly. Then I got another excuse of, you know, we'll call you. And I didn't know who we was. Who's we? And I asked him, I said, are you running for office, or is this we entity running for office? I just want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. Like I've talked to the other candidates, and I make a phone call to one of them. They either answer their phone or they call me within, hours or days. And I've even met with multiple candidates, not only for governor, but for other offices in Colorado. They've been more than happy to meet with me. And I've gone over the evidence. I figured out kind of where they are with the elections. I've shared my information I have and knowledge I have to empower them with what they need to be successful. I mean, the reason I wanted to talk to him was to make sure he understood how elections were stolen, to help him so he didn't get his election stolen from him. I never assumed he was a bad guy. I didn't assume he was a manufactured or fake candidate. I assumed the best. And then I couldn't figure out why he was behaving like he was behaving. And then I saw the pattern of it. And once I saw the pattern, I started seeing the history. I saw the baggage. Then I realized it's the same manufactured candidate, Manchurian candidate, that I've seen over and over again in all these other states that I've been traveling. And of course, what the bad guys do is they place their candidate in every place. So they place the Republican candidate, they place their Democrat candidate, and then they really don't care much how the election goes. As long as they nudge it to their candidate, they cover both sides. And so it's very clear to me that, at least to me, that's who they put in place to cover, the establishment side of the Republicans is propped up Victor Marx, the fake candidate. And listen to him talk. The guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He talks like he's half asleep all the time. He doesn't answer direct questions. He doesn't actually have an idea of what to do to fix a problem. He talks in generalities. He just seems like an empty joke. And then you look at all the.
Are you just mad though? I mean, people would just say you're mad because he won't talk to me. Won't talk to you. So he says you're a scornful ex-wife.
It's that and everything else. I couldn't care less if he talks to me. You know, at this point, I'm very concerned about all the other things. Like, I get that he won't talk to me, which is weird, but I'm looking at all this other data that causes me great concern.
Yeah. Well, they say that we're in it together.
Yeah, this is not a normal candidate. I'm like, this is not a normal candidate, guys. So please, if you are considering, I understand that he looks great from the outside. He looks nice and shiny, but you might want to take a look inside.
I look shiny.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty shiny guy.
Yeah.
You don't think I'm shiny?
Nah, not so much. You can be. You can be. You're more gritty than shiny. But at least you have substance. You're consistent.
I don't know how to take that. I'm feeling a little.
See, I told you you're emotional. See, everyone, I told him he was emotional. He's like, I'm not emotional. And he's about to burst into tears now because I didn't call him shiny. There we go. There we go.
I thought I was shiny.
The waterworks begin. Here we go.
I'm so offended. I'm so offended.
I know. Are you over it yet? All right, come on.
I don't. Oh, I was just.
You do still have your balls, right? Okay, just making sure. All right.
I just still have my balls. They have dropped too.
About time.
Oh, you didn't have to go there. You could have just left it. You could have left it alone. You could have just let me have my moment.
Sure.
But you had to take my moment away from me. I'm feeling momentless.
Are you gonna cry again? You gonna cry again?
I feel like I want to.
Go ahead, let it out. Let it out. Go ahead and cry.
I'll need a couch. And you're gonna have to like pay me I have to pay you by the hour to give me advice.
Nah, trust me, I ain't going there. I'm trying to get the citizens to realize all they have to do is count their own dots. I don't have time to fix what's going on up there too.
Oh, that's just mean. Why would you do what? Mark, are you in Colorado? Are you in Colorado?
No, I'm not. No, I'm in Virginia.
Are you really? You're hanging out with the CIA spook that
I am. I'm gonna go talk to Spook headquarters. I'm going to Spook County tomorrow.
You're going to Langley?
Well, Loudon.
Well, Loudon's not Langley. Yeah.
No, not quite. I'll be up to Langley soon.
Are you going to Ashburn then?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. I know exactly where you're going.
Yep.
Occupational hazard. Knowing too much.
I'll be good. I'll be good. At this point, I'm so deep in, I don't really care. I'm here to try to open the eyes of the citizens. I want the people of this country to put on their big boy pants, reattach their balls, and count their own dots.
What's the percentage of people in the country that want the SAVE Act passed?
Probably about 80+% at this point.
85%.
Yeah.
87% believe the election is stolen. 85%. So everyone believes it, but they haven't passed it. There's 29 states that are refusing to turn over voter data to the IRS and the DHS.
It's a good thing that we have all these people that represent the citizens that don't listen to the citizens.
Because you're a slave, Mark. You're a slave.
I am not a slave. I refuse to be a slave. I will not be a slave. I'm done being a slave. And when America
you pay
is
your
done
property
being
tax?
slaves, we're good. What was that?
You pay your property tax? See, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
No, you ain't gonna
get you. Do. Wait, do you pay your property tax?
I've got a different thing I'm working on.
Do you pay your property tax?
I got a different thing I'm working on.
Just say yes. Just say it because I caught you.
But I can't say yes because that would be.
Do you have plates on your car?
If I said yes, that would be dishonest. No, I don't.
You have plates. You have plates on your car?
No.
You're running your free ball.
I'll tell you what. I'm about at the point of fuck them all.
I just get the thing about Mark though is you get him to the point where he realizes even like a 1% of him is a slave, and he's like, mothers, sons of biscuits. I want to crush people. I ain't gonna be a slave anymore. I'm just not gonna do it. And you know what? I don't want any citizen to be a slave anymore. I don't either. But they are.
Right? We are not represented by people that have our best interests in mind. We are paying our asses off for them to steal our money and put it in their own pockets or give it to other people.
I agree.
I'm done. We all have to be done. Because if we're not done, we're going to be done.
Yeah, we're going to be done. We're going to be done. We take our Second Amendment, First Amendment. We just need to come out swinging, right? And swinging for their heads too, frankly. But here's the
non-violently, figuratively,
whatever. Well, play this video. Play this first video.
Yeah. And then I think on that, Tennessee has been ranked the
number one, in election integrity. The systems exist to do this. IRS has a Social Security database that chronicles deaths, and states can run their voter roll against that. DHS has one on known illegal aliens in the country. They can run against that. It's a problem because 19 states have chosen to let those that are illegally in the country get a driver's license. And so motor voter becomes an issue. That is why these databases exist. So can they comply? Absolutely. Do the systems exist? Yes, they do. Are states using these systems? Yes, they are. And this would simply say what the American people have said they want to see, which is, number one, if you're illegally in this country, you are not going to vote in our elections. And number two, when you go to the poll to vote, please prove that you are who you say you are. Just the same as if you're going to pick up a child at school. Every time I go to one of my grandkids' schools, I turn in a photo ID. And they keep it in the office for the period of time that I am in that building. That's a good thing. And that's what the American people want to see in their elections.
Kind of common sense, except it doesn't work for mail ballots. So
yeah, we shouldn't have mail-in ballots. That's why you have the SAVE Act. Gets rid of mail-in ballots, except for in time, cases of extreme deal or UOCAVA, which is your overseas military and expatriates voting.
Yep.
So this is Leslie.
We shouldn't be mailing our ballots either. If we got military voting, then the military should be transporting the ballots directly to the precinct. The military knows how to transport things safely. We shouldn't be relying on a corrupt U.S. Postal Service to do that. Let the military transport the military ballots directly to the precinct so those citizens in the precinct can tabulate those ballots. Simple.
So here, so I just want to go through the hypocrisy that we're dealing with and what it leads to, what stolen elections lead to. We're a Christian country, and this is what's happening in Harris County, Texas, which, by the way, it's not a Muslim stronghold. Play it.
Yes, so I'll be introducing our officiant today on behalf of Commissioner Garcia, who invited. We are honored and so pleased to welcome today Sheikh Walid Bas Yoni to give the opening prayer today. Sheikh is here from the Clear Lake, Nasser Bay area. He is a respected Islamic scholar, educator, and community leader known for his clarity, depth, and practical approach to teaching Islam. He serves as the Imam of Clear Lake Islamic Center and has been actively engaged in serving Muslim communities.
It's not a Muslim nation. That's not allowed.
Thank you. We please follow the rules of decorum here.
Just a moment, ma'am. Oh, just a moment, folks.
We believe in respect and inclusion here. He holds advanced degrees in Islamic studies.
All right, Commissioner Brunis. Yes, ma'am.
The place lost its mind, by the way. And they had to clear it.
Cool.
And here's the Michigan Democrats had a convention. I got to play this. This is a little bit funny. Play it.
It sounds like it's a lot funny.
It's just about 8 p.m. at the Michigan Democratic Convention primary, where we've been waiting to find out if our first set of votes have even been tabulated and counted, and if we need to vote a second time, because this is also kind of like rank my vote out here, even though a lot of the candidates don't even want that. I just found out that about 10-20 minutes ago, we just got the last vote in. Voting began at 5:30 when it was supposed to begin at 3 p.m. What's wild is many people have been here since 7 a.m. I arrived at 1 p.m. and I'm tapping out, even though I would like to make sure I can continue voting for my Secretary of State choice and my Attorney General choice. This is the most land-owning 1800s white man bullshit privilege I've seen in democracy power. And apparently Curtis Hurdle, the chair of the Democratic Party here in Michigan, ran on changing this, ran on moving the primaries to be more accessible, to possibly having satellite locations or mail-in voting or even online voting, because we voted mobilely. This whole fucking thing, we showed up, we had to be in person. And here's another thing, they didn't even ask for my ID. I did not even have my state ID asked for when I was registering as a delegate to vote. So why in the am I spending my entire evening in Detroit, my entire Sunday in Detroit, when I could have been voting from home or in a satellite location or with mail-in voting or online or ranked by choice? What the hell is going on with Michigan democracy? Because, like, who wants to spend 12 plus hours in a convention center just to make their voice heard? This shit is fucked.
She's such an idiot.
White man, 1800s. I don't even know land owning. I don't. Someone get her a dictionary.
And someone tell her we don't have a democracy.
And
Please.
we're not. Well, we can put that aside. Put the democracy thing aside for a minute. Let's just talk about just the fact that you're at a demo. It's your convention. Like
I said, a lot of stupid people out there. A lot. Our education system has been destroyed, and we are seeing the symptoms of a broken education system. And we've got generations now that are running around like, the R word, total retards, generations of it now. And they're the ones that are in positions of influence. That's the problem we have. We got a bunch of idiots in power because we broke our education system or allowed it to be broken.
So fun.
I know.
Well, the government and these radical leftists are about to go head to head because the district attorney in Hennepin County, Minnesota, just filed 2 felony charges against an ICE agent for second-degree assault with a deadly weapon. Play it.
Today, our office has charged Gregory Donnell Morgan, an Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE agent, with 2 counts of second-degree assault. There is now a warrant for Mr. Morgan's arrest, which allows law enforcement to arrest him anywhere in the country. Before I address the details of this case, I want to take a moment to talk about the timeline and why a charging decision was reached earlier in this case than in the shooting of Julio Sosa Solis and the killings of Alex Preddy and Renee Good. I know the community is following the decisions of this office very closely.
All right, let's just call it what it is. They think that they can have him arrested anywhere in the country. But the federal government has this thing called the Supremacy Clause, and you can't actually arrest a federal agent doing their duties at all.
Unless her name is Tina Peters.
Unless it's Tina Peters. And frankly, she should be out by now. And I keep being told it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I do believe it's coming. I believe a lot is coming. And So let me just put it out there for you. This will be the last one that I show you, and then I'll get your thoughts on all of this and how it comes back to stolen elections. And this is how these DAs are put in place. They're groomed to be evil and then given the reins in order to go after Americans.
Yeah.
This is a Philadelphia councilwoman, Cindy Bass, is telling a person, a black man, that he is guilty of hate speech for speaking the truth. Play it.
Good morning, everybody. My name is John Alante McCauley. I'm with a grassroots organization called Flip Philly Red. We're here to offer you something different because you've been voting Democrat for the mayor's office for the past 70 years. In regard to bill number 250768, or what's called the Stop Trashing Your Air Act, a couple of weeks ago, Councilwoman Gunther Gear had children come to City Hall to advocate for this bill. It's in my opinion that you can't possibly care about the children's air quality when you stand with Planned Parenthood and not care if they even make it into this world or not. The Stop Trashing Our Air Act should be called the Stop Trashing Our Babies Act. You can't possibly care about the air quality for children when you align yourself with racist white liberals like Margaret Sanger, who said she wanted to get black women to abort their babies to exterminate the black community. You can't care about the air quality of children when you're fine with CHOP giving puberty blockers and hormones to our children. You can't possibly care about the air quality of our children when you're fine with transgenders reading books to our children. How can you care?
Hold up 1 second. Sir. One moment, please. No matter, this is the people's house, right? And so we want everybody to have a chance to speak. No matter how much we may disagree with what is being presented, freedom of speech, okay? So let's let him speak and proceed. But let's not boo. Let's not boo so we don't have boos on the other side. We want to hear everybody's speech.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
And sir, no hate speech. No hate speech.
My First Amendment right, I can say what I want. I ain't threatening nobody.
Understood.
How can you care about the air quality when 15-year-old boys and 50-year-old men are smoking weed on septic trains? You possibly can't care about the air quality when the stench of homelessness is running rampant on these septic trains. Stacey Garrity for governor.
God bless him.
There's a movement happening right now where Democrats, Independents, and Republicans are showing themselves to come into direct alignment with it's them versus us. It's evil versus good. Party lines are being transcended. They don't even care if a person comes out as a Democrat or Republican. They just know that the Democrat policies can no longer be supported.
Yeah, I guess the corrupt kind of infiltrated that party and they used that party to push those policies. But yeah, the globalist Marxist policies are the ones that are being pushed. And if anyone doesn't also push those, then they will be attacked by those pushing those policies. Doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. And I hope the good Democrats that are out there that I disagree on policy, but I hope the good Democrats that are out there start standing up and speaking their mind instead of thinking they have to do what they're told and say what they're told to say. Be free. Speak your mind. Stand up for what's right. We know what's right and wrong.
We absolutely know what's right or wrong. I mean, it's easy. It's easy to tell what's right or wrong. It's easy. Mark, what are you working on right now? You're in Virginia. You're going to present information on the Hand Count Roadshow. You've been now in multiple states all over the country. You've been up and down the border on the Eastern Shoreboard. What's next?
Well, I'm working my way up north. I'm going to get all the way up to Maine. So I'm going along the East Coast, all the way up to Maine over the next probably 5 months. And then I'm going to cruise on down through the center of the country, back down to Colorado so I can vote in person on paper on election day coming up here pretty soon. I'm just trying to educate the citizens. I'm trying to help them understand the mechanics, the architecture of the election system, the architecture of the manipulation, and try to get people to pull their heads out of their rear ends and start getting active. Speak your minds, show up, let people know what you think, let people know what you feel, and courage is contagious. So when one person gets up and speaks their minds, another person might stand up, and you might realize that a lot of people feel the same way, but everyone's too scared to be the ones that say it. So enough of that. Get rid of the fear. Just stand up, speak your mind. You'll find out that 10 other citizens feel exactly the same way as you do, and they're going to stand up and speak right after you. So just be a leader. Everyone can be a leader. Just be the first. Don't wait for someone else to step up. If you're waiting for someone else to step up, you're the one that's supposed to step up. And another thing I want to say is God bless Clarence Thomas.
Yeah,
because that speech of his was unbelievable a few days ago. If anyone has not seen that, you need to go listen to it. Incredible.
I would agree with that fully.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. It's always great to have you. And
thank you, and thank you for not shedding too many tears today.
I had to manufacture tears. And I was like,
I know.
Because I was emotionally disturbed by you.
Always.
You said that I'm highly emotional.
Highly emotional.
I am not an emotional person.
Zero.
No, zero emotion.
Yes.
I mean, look, anger is an emotion.
That's true.
And righteous anger is needed. Here's what I will tell you. I do smell dirt every day, and I stay prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, God bless you for doing what you're doing, and even in the face of all the attacks, you still speak your mind, and you give people a lot of.
I don't just speak my mind. It's true.
Yeah, and you give people courage, and you say things that a lot of people are too scared to say, And thank you for doing that. And you have people on that disagree with you, and you're still willing to have those conversations with them, which speaks volumes, unlike some people who won't even have a discussion.
Yeah, I'll have anybody on. I mean, if you're on the left and you want to have a conversation, you want to debate me, please, let's do it. Let's have the conversation. I'm in.
Do it.
All right. God bless you, brother.
You too.
Mark Cook, pretty awesome guy. I saw that Draza was in the comments there for a little bit. I asked her to come on. Sooner or later, we'll have Draza back on too. She's amazing. There's so much stuff that we've learned over the last 5 years, but I think the biggest thing we've learned is liars will be liars. We've got to continue to fight against that narrative. And yeah, am I pissed about the fact that, why just admit it? I mean, why didn't Coomer just come out and admit it? Just admit it. Just admit that you screwed with elections. And then go hide in another country. But admit it. Stop lying. Stop letting them make you a patsy. I don't think he can. Anyway, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and more. I want to thank you guys. It's been an incredible couple months. Growth is spectacular. More importantly, you've been busy sharing information everywhere. And we've been busy winning. And we're going to continue to win on our side. You have to just remember the whole thing about but God. But God, we wouldn't have President Trump in office, and but God, we wouldn't be in a place where we could save our country. So let's just continue to do that. All right, I'm going to pray us out if I can. Remember, go ahead and hit the share button, hit the thumbs up, little thumb up person on Rumble. You can also hit the thumb up version on Facebook. So go to Facebook, hit the thumbs up on Facebook. We're going to, again, we are just now in the process of making sure we get the video stuff up. And we've got a couple of sponsors that we'll have on as well. So I'll give you some interesting stuff about things that I think you'll be interested in. So let's go ahead and pray ourselves out. Yeah. Father God, thank you for having Mark on and for the work that he's been able to do. Thank you for the truth and the fact that it has given us the freedom to operate without risk of what we think the consequences will be, because we know that our job is to speak truth. Father, I just ask you to give us the strength that we can continue to fight this fight and to do the things that you want us to do that are necessary in order to save our country. And more importantly, Father, we know we've got to get to the place where we reset our elections and get to where we can have free and fair elections. Because right now it's a joke. It's a joke. And it's not just the United States, it's all over the world. So Father, I just ask you to give us the ability to stand together, set aside petty differences, and really come to a place where we can understand one another, find common ground, and destroy the evil that is trying to take from us what was never theirs to take. Father, we ask you to just guide us and to bring us back to you in times where we need to reset our expectations of ourselves and other people around us. I ask these things humbly in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Well, listen, it's good to see you guys. Lynn Boss, good to see you. Good to see you, Susan Rice. CSA Liz, you're welcome. Thank you. Glad you guys got the amens in. Remember to go over and support Scott Bottoms. As far as the state chair, Britta Horn is out of the position, and we're just waiting for us to set a meeting. So we're hoping that can be done by the vice chair, Eric Grossman, but hasn't been done yet. But look, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Lots of great guests this week. And yeah, I got a little bit excited at the very beginning, but don't let that stop you from sharing the show today. And if you're on one of the Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or any of those, remember to give me a 5-star review, thumbs up, and do all the things on your side so you can help promote and push us further. So God bless you. We'll see you soon. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Rise up, untamed, in the heart of the fire where the wild ones roam. Joe Oltmann's calling, bringing truth back home. From conservative daily to this untamed fire, we shatter the silence, lifting spirits higher. No chains can hold us, no lies can prevail. Authentic and fearless on this rugged trail. Patriots Flags gather under stars and stripes. Untamed nation, igniting the night. Untamed nation, let the truth roll out in this land of the free. Standing proud from sea to shining sea, we won't back down. Catch the fire, wear the crown. Untamed nation, it's our battle song, motivating hearts where the brave belong. Yeah, untamed and wild, forever strong. Play it again all night long. Break the mold, chase the real. No more games, time to heal. Joe's voice leads the untamed crew. Truth matters through and through. Untamed nation, let the truth roll out in this land of the free. Standing proud from sea to shining sea, we won't back down. Catch the fire, wear the crown. Untamed nation, it's our battle song, motivating hearts where the brave